Just simply go down this way, and then I'll change it as we go on. So Anita won't be always first, and Paul won't always be last. Okay, here's the first question. Mayor Gray and CFO Gandhi have announced this. Sorry? Thank you. I'm not ready to go on the picture. Thank you. Anita, would you like to begin with your 2-minute opening statement?
I'd be happy to, given that
feel free to stand up
my name is first. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Well, good evening, everyone. And I guess one of the first questions in my mind was wondering if this is the membership of DC for Democracy. And that was my first thought. It's a outstanding group by age and as I can see, and reflective of the city as a whole. This evening I hope to have an opportunity to speak with you about those issues that I consider most important to the District of Columbia at this time. And so I want to spend my time talking about, of course, education, of course, neighborhood development, public safety, and neighborhood development as it relates to the amenities that we want to have in our neighborhoods, the kind of communities that we would like to have, and finally, of course, government service and ethics. So that's what I'd like to spend some time talking with you about this evening. For those of you who don't know me, yes, I am a long-standing activist in the District of Columbia. Furthermore, I've been active in the politics of the District of Columbia and have had considerable success with some of the politics in the District of Columbia. In fact, I'm one of those persons who had the privilege of rewriting the ANC law. I do currently work for a local business, an active business in the city that many of you know by its trucks, Fort Myer Construction, and we are a company that hires many local residents. Also, I am chair of the Democratic State Committee. I'm very proud of it. We've had a number of successes, and some of you have been able to take part in that. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. And it appears Mr. Brown is delayed, so let's move on to Matthew Fuhrman.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much to DC for Democracy for holding this forum, our first forum. We're off and going. I have to say, it's a treat. There are a number of the candidates who I had not yet met, and we're going to all be spending a lot of time together, so it's good to meet you tonight. And there are a lot of good candidates, so the question is why? Why any of us? And for me, I think the case that I want to make is that I have been working on issues here in the city for a number of years, starting on the ANC and working on Wilson High's modernization, and I think I have a record of getting things done. And I think that's what we need to have happen in this city. Each of those things posed very substantial challenges and required working with all of the agencies and figuring out how to meet the needs of the different stakeholders. And that's part of what one needs to do on the council, is work with colleagues, figure out solutions, and get things done that can make our communities better. I'm committed to better schools, safe streets, making significant investments in infrastructure. Part of what I've been doing most recently is working on the Mayor's Task Force on undergrounding power lines, trying to look for creative and economical ways to do that and improve reliability and create jobs. The same kind of work I've been doing with the Washington Interfaith Network and looking at ways to approach low-impact development instead of having to build the very expensive tunnels, and alleviate the burden on our ratepayers and, again, create jobs. I'm honest, I'm hardworking, I listen, I find solutions. That's what I want to bring to the council.
Thank you. Patrick Mara.
Thank you. I feel like this has a feeling of the Iowa caucuses because this is the first in the district. and we have about 50-something more of these things to go, so I look forward to hearing all of your answers over and over again and how they're vastly improved over the coming months. I also want to say, obviously, thank you to DC for Democracy for having me here tonight. I won't be invited to every community forum. I wonder why. But I also want to say thank you because you do something that organizations don't typically do, and that's you stood up to the establishment. You took on these constituent service slush funds in the Wilson building, and this is the type of thing that we need more of in the District of Columbia. Why am I running? You know, as you probably know, I am Patrick Mayer. I represent the most racially diverse ward in the District of Columbia, Ward 1, also the most densely populated. It has a number of issues related to housing, education. I'm very much aware of what's going on not only there but throughout the district. I've had the opportunity to visit and get to know almost 60 schools in the last 2 years all over the District of Columbia, not concentrated in one particular ward. Fundamentally, why would you support me? Because you might hear a thing or two why you might not support me tonight, especially during the Q&A, but why would you support me? You would support me because I am not a member of the club. I will never be a member of the club. When the name Patrick Mayer is said in the Wilson building, council members' hearts do not flutter with joy when they think about Patrick Mayer setting foot in that building as a council member. I can take on the establishment just like DC for Democracy did with constituent services funds. I don't have a problem standing up here in the District of Columbia. I don't have a problem taking on entrenched interests, whether it's here in the district or on Capitol Hill. Again, I want to thank you for this opportunity. I look forward to the dialogue tonight.
Thank you. Perry Red, excuse me.
Good evening, good evening. My name's Perry Red, as the moderator just shared with you. I want to thank DC for Democracy for holding this forum and giving me an opportunity to speak with you all. And yes, we'll get to meet each other time and time again over the next 3 months. I'm running as a longtime activist and organizer. My beginnings started in labor. And so I'm running as a justice and equality candidate. You know, DC is a wonderful place to live. I was born and raised here. But it's obvious that Washington, D.C. isn't living up to its full potential. We have some people who are not enjoying the Washingtonian dream, much in line with the American dream. So my platform chiefly looks like this, that we believe that statehood for D.C. is something we cannot continue to ignore. It's a reality and it's something that needs to happen. And I don't mean just voting rights, but I mean full autonomy and equality with the rest of America. I'm also for employable and working D.C. residents, meaning a realistic plan for putting Washingtonians to work in training and so on and so forth, but not what we've been doing, but doing something different. And I have a plan for that. I'm also for a tax and budget fairness for Washingtonians. The regressive tax structure we have in place is an injustice, and we can change it and fix it. And I'd like to be a part of that, and effective assimilation for returning citizens. We're also for open and transparent government, and that is something that we'll bring to the table. And with the Red for Council campaign, you'll hear the refrain over and over again, doing it different and getting it right. Thank you.
John Settles.
Thank you. Good evening, how's everybody doing? My name is John Settles, and I'm a first-time candidate. I'm like you. I'm a citizen. Grew up in D.C., love the city, concerned about the city. So when I get asked why am I running, I tell people it's the ABC's answer. So A, 6 months ago I never thought I'd run for office. It started out with an A. I just simply was angry at the, once again, ethical cloud over the city that I thought we had done away with and we were moving in a positive direction. And all of a sudden I felt us being drawn back in, and I feel that that's a unfortunate incident because we've had too many self-serving politicians that were more interested in their personal benefit than the needs of the people. So the B is, I believe in DC. And I'm a simple believer that you're either part of the problem or part of the solution. So I asked myself, are you going to be a part of the problem or are you going to be a part of the solution? So I'm running to be a part of the solution because I believe this is a good city. I believe it can be a great city. It can be a model for cities around the country in addressing the problems in education and housing affordability and public safety and high unemployment. And I think we have to do that. I think we have the talent here. I think we have the infrastructure here. I think we just need vision and leadership. And so that's one of the reasons I'm running, because I've worked on all sides of housing, all sides of neighborhood development, all sides of economic development. I know how to bring equitable development. I've been a small business owner. I've been successful. I've failed at business. I know what it takes to incent small business and give them the opportunity to grow. And right now, we're too weighted towards big business versus small business. We're too weighted towards downtown development and not enough neighborhood development. So I'm ready to be a part of the solution. I'm looking forward to getting out on the campaign trail and sharing my ideas, but also hearing thoughts and ideas from the citizenship. So thanks again for having me.
Thank you. Alyssa Silverman.
Thank you, Jerry. My name is Alyssa Silverman, and I know many DC for Democracy members through either my work as a reporter with the Washington Post and with the Washington City paper, or more recently, in the last 4 years, I've been engaged with many DC for Democracy members, either in creating a fair budget for the city, in my work with the DC Fiscal Policy Institute, or in my work trying to create good campaign finance reform as a leader of the Initiative 70 movement. Now, I want to frame this election. I think it's about show and tell, in that a lot of the folks seated here, and they're good folks, are going to tell you